We're back at Farmfest 2017 at the Guilford Estates here on KLGR 1490 AM, FM 95.9, and on Facebook at KLGR Ag. I have the privilege to be joined by Minnesota Corn Growers Executive Director Adam Birr. How's it going today?
It's going great. What a gorgeous day today for Farmfest.
You know, a good crowd out here and a lot of things going on. And as long as we're talking about what's going on at Farmfest, the Minnesota Corn Growers booth, as always, has got a lot of great information and some treats there as well.
That's right. Well, you got to come for the corn ice cream and stay for all the information, I guess. It's a good conversation. Of course, the ice cream is always popular, and on a hot day like today, it tastes kind of good too. So we're going through that fast. But I think you see in our tent kind of reflects what we do with the checkoff. So we have our hands and a lot of different things, and you'll see that reflected in all the things.
All right, and so outside of the ice cream, which I would say it's good all year round, no matter how hot it is or how cold it is, it's good all the time. You've also got the dry distiller grains cookies.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about that. I know we talk about dry distillers grains on our beef program every week, or every so often about how it's a great feed additive for cattle and livestock, but people don't think we can eat it as well.
Well, if it's good for livestock, why wouldn't it be good for us
Exactly,
too, right? So we have a professor at SDSU that we've been working with for a few years now. He's in their food science department, and he's looking at exploring the use of it as a food additive. And right now he's just sort of experimenting with chips and snacks and these sorts of things and cookies. And I'm not going to, maybe it's a healthy cookie. I don't know if we want to go so far as to say that, but it certainly does add a little protein to the mix there, and they certainly are popular too. But the whole thing, I think, is to dispel this notion of food versus fuel.
Right.
We can provide the corn for all of the needs, food, fiber, and fuel.
And people don't always realize that. They think, all the corn, it's being taken away from food, it's going strictly to ethanol. That's what the naysayers always like to say. But there is still dry distiller grains left over, which, if the livestock eat it, that helps the livestock industry and the meat production. If we can make some kind of food out of it, it'll help us feed the world as well in another way.
Plenty of supply, and again, it's just yet another use, and we're not taking away. We've got no shortage of supply out there, and we don't see that going away anytime soon. So looking for all kinds of uses for it.
Now, as you are here to these last couple of days here at FarmFest, talking to some of the corn growers, what kind of things are you hearing them concerns, or just things that you're hearing comments in general?
Well, obviously price is a concern, and that's something that's weighed heavy on us here. We're looking at another, maybe not a crop like last year, but certainly it looks like a good crop. And first and foremost for us is to find a use for that corn, and that's why we look at things like dry distillers grains. Have a booth also looking at corn from biopolymers, using cornstarch as a biopolymer, and nice project in the Minnesota Chemistry Department looking at that. So that's weighing heavy on the minds of folks. I think some of the regulatory things that are out there, of course, buffers, I think we're in year 3 now, and folks are still anxious about that, particularly as we approach the deadlines when things start to have to be implemented. Hearing a lot of concerns that we have this nitrogen fertilizer management rule that the state is in draft and is proposing, and I think folks are feeling this culmination of things and kind of wondering, well, what's next?
That was the thing we just had with the cattlemen earlier. They said it just seems like it's one regulation after another. We don't even have the dust settled or even got the kinks worked out of one regulation, and here's the next one coming right up. And it's not that farmers don't want to improve how they do things, make sure that the environment is taken care of for the future generations, but we can only do one thing at a time, and we got to figure out how we're going to do this one before we worry about the next one.
That's right. I think the concern is people maybe vilify farmers that they're not interested in water quality and the environment and natural resources. This is just not true.
No.
I think it's just how these things are rolled out. And in the case of a couple of these things, they sort of were surprised. Surprise announcement. In the case of the nitrogen fertilizer management rule, I will say in that case we had a little more heads up. We've been involved in that process now with the department for several years, but unfortunately it's coming on the heels of some things that were surprises to me. So there's just a general mood out there.
Well, Adam, I thank you very much for taking the time. And of course, we want to encourage people to coming out to FarmFest, that they come out here and visit with you guys, and of course try some ice cream, try some of the delicious cookies, and talk to you guys about what's going on in the corn industry.
Absolutely. Booth Sentinel 02 on the corner. The corner.
She just had that place and we're on the corner.
Just heard that yesterday. Hadn't heard that. All the years we've been out here, hadn't heard that.
That's a good one. Well, Adam, I thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you.
This is Minnesota Corn Growers Association Executive Director Adam Birr here on KLGR Ag on Facebook. And we'll be back from FarmFest here throughout today and day 3.